Hello and welcome to teamfortress.tv with Admirable, WARHURYEAH, and we got Ducky on the camera. We're here for the ETF2L Season 17, powered by TT Esports Premiership Week 3 fixture between Berrichonne, the Châteauroux, and Lego. And it's going to be Badlands, it's going to be Metalworks, and it could be exciting or it could be a roll, Wara.
I'm predicting a roll. Straight away.
All right then.
The name that I can't, La Berrichonne de Châteauroux, I think are gonna win it.
Yeah, those guys pretty good. I just reverted to call them LBC rather than a very forced French accent, terrible pronunciation. What about the other team? How do you sign that one out? Lego?
Lego. I don't know. this grasp of language is
luckily in Team Fortress 2 we can go by the colours, so you can just call them the blue team and the red team, but they haven't actually decided yet. Everybody's playing in red. This is so confusing.
I think there's a gross misunderstanding on how TF2 works from these two teams, so I'm not quite sure how this game's going to pan out. At the moment, the game's not even on.
These guys played in the TFTV Zoe Invitational number 2. It was one of the first games, or maybe second round. It was Granary, and they couldn't agree on the teams either, and they had to go to a heavy fist fight. So maybe this is becoming like a little bit of a tradition for these guys. Every time they don't agree on teams, and they have to go for the melee fight.
Granary, I understand, because yeah, like the spawns are pretty lame. There's like loads of little intricacies on the blue side and red side, but I didn't really know there was a difference on Badlands. Unless like maybe one of them just is colorblind on the other team.
Yeah, there's like some sort of, there's like I don't know, maybe an urban legend that playing red is better because it's easier to see the blue players on the sort of desert terrain.
There's a 51% chance that you win more on the red team than you on blue team.
Oh my god.
I would bust out source on that, but I don't have one.
Citation needed, man. I
just made that up.
I did write a little bit about this for the event, and like you say, it could be a roll. Likely to be a roll. You would expect it to be a roll. These French guys, very aggressive, pretty good, and we saw that Lego couldn't really handle that aggression from Daughter. But that was Gullywash. I mean, Badlands is pretty open as well. I'm sort of expecting this to be a French map, but at the same time, if Lego were going to be good on any map, you would hope it would be Badlands. It's like the quintessential TF2 map. Everybody's played it to death. You can play with your eyes closed.
I think the Frenchies will probably, I would say they would roll Badlands. Metalworks, I think, will be the only map where Lego will probably be able to possibly contest a little bit more. Like the Frenchies, I think, it's actually kind of strange though, their team, because last season they were pretty much the same, bar Bull, who they had K9, well no, K3, sorry, play from last season, and they didn't really do that well. They have like a good soldier duo, like on paper, but like last season they were a bit off. They didn't really perform to expectations. I think they finished 5th or 6th. I was expecting them to do really, really well, but they sort of didn't perform. And I think this season could be more of the same. But I don't know if they keened it up a little bit more, because they did say that they could probably contest for first place.
Yeah, they threw out the excuses. They said, "Oh, we weren't really trying hard last season." And this season they're trying to step it up. They've even cut Pla. He didn't want to be so committed.
I'm not quite sure on Demul. Like, I haven't really seen him play that much. Flippy's a really, really, really good sniper, but he's an average scout. And I think Pla was an average scout, but didn't really have anything else to the table. So it just depends, see how they play on the big games. But Lego, I think, have actually pretty decent scout. Zen's a good video gamer, although they've actually just gone live.
Oh, they're going live for a heavy fist fight here,
wow.
guys.
I can't believe they're actually doing this.
You don't get to see this too often. Usually teams will just man up and sort it out. Well, I suppose this is manning up. They're going to go for it in a 6-on-6 heavy fist fight. It's fists only. I think taunts are allowed. I didn't quite catch that in the chat. No med packs, they say.
Like, which person is like the one that's really sticking to this and going, no, I want a heavy fist fight. This has to be fairly done. This is just like, this is probably going to be more exciting than the actual game.
Look at the Danish strategy. They've got one guy up top on the train. He's got the skull melee. Then there's everybody else. They're sort of panicking though. They've lost the formation here. The red team had a good line going on there, a sort of force field, but now it's the blues, the French, who are driving forward down that right hand side. First blood goes to Tech with a little help from Flippy. They've just brutalized Phil. Crizzle follows him quickly, but then Natural finally gets a frag for the Danes, but now it's F2 all alone. And this is giving me total deja vu, because this is what happened the last time, and F2 just kept running away and prolonged the heavy fist fight for as long as possible.
The Frenchies had the upper hand. They went for the 3-2-1 formation, which is very common in heavy fist fights, where the Lego team just went for a 2-2-2, which I think was the downfall.
F2 avoiding the health kit there. It was said in the chat, I'm not sure if you guys saw that on the stream, but health kits were not allowed. He's going to hop around onto the edge. Oh, they don't know where he is. He's giving them the slip. Oh, he's been spotted. 2 hits. Tech's going to take him down. And it looks like the red team will be La Berrichonne de Châteauroux. They have won the right to choose their team, and they choose red.
I think, to be honest, every official should just start with this now, because that's actually really insane.
I should probably check the logs from that heavy fist fight. See who was really...
T-Mac did top damage
yeah, that's right.
At 455.
Tech 3 frags, Bull 2, Natural and F2 the only ones to do work there for the Danish side, but maybe we have time for a quick roster rundown. Pick a team more and tell me who's playing on it.
So with Lego, you've got Natural and Crizzle on soldiers. Natural being probably the linchpin and carry of the team, along with F2 on the medic. You have Zen and Hellberg on the scouts, and Dr. Phil, the best Danish Derman since Zethio.
Wow, high praise indeed. And for La Berrichonne de Châteauroux, slight change of roster tonight. Exxon is without internet, so Tech is playing Demo Man. They've got Captain Hacks, aka Pierre Le Mercenary, in to play Pocket. T-Mac on Roamer. You're going to have Flip and Demul playing those scout roles. Expect to see, Flippy sniping often. And of course, Bull is playing Medic. And one thing we should point out is that Bull and King of Squirrels still have this bet going on, that whoever drops the most Ubers this season will have an eyebrow shaved off at LAN. I'm assuming that's going to be A52, maybe A51, who knows. But everyone's cheering for Bull to drop some here, because Koss has stormed into the lead, because the game where they played against each other, the drops counted as double, and I think Koss dropped 3 or something, a few clangers.
Well, yeah, I think Koss has already lost it then, pretty much. I can't see Bull. I mean, like, yeah, Bull's a good medic. Not to take anything away from Koss, but yeah, I think the Frenchies have a better team, so we'll see.
Yeah, Bull is an excellent medic, and generally he and Tech are quite inseparable. I suppose that helps that usually they're initiating the action, or he's got a pocket he stays with. You know, Stark likes to jump in, maybe leaving Koss a bit exposed there. You know, there's a lot of things underpinning this bet, and the stats you might see come the end of the season. But forget about ETF2L season 17. It's all about this bet. That's the only outcome that anyone is interested in, surely.
Yeah, this is actually probably the highlight of the season. I don't care who comes first. I want to see who loses an eyebrow.
Oh, one other thing I should tell you guys about is to head over to teamfortress.tv and check out the event for the Clash of the Clashes. We're on which game we should cast tomorrow. But don't go there now, because we have just gone live. This is Team Fortress TV with Admirable, WARHURYEAH and Ducky. We're going to the first middle here of this La Berrichonne de Châteauroux versus Lego game. It's Badlands. Take it away, War.
So I can't see anything, because my TF2 has now come back after it hit throws. So you've got the... so the Frenchies are rushing up to their choke, and they've got soldiers diving on, and there's a pause, or I've crashed.
Oh, there's a pause. On my end, at least.
Yeah, there is a pause. So even though it looks like it's actually giving me a perfect time to settle for my normal voice, where I can now talk very slowly. I don't like all this exciting stuff.
You were just going to kick it up a notch there for the middle to try and get people hyped.
It was roaring up, but some people just can't handle it. I've talked too fast sometimes.
As if the middle wasn't exciting enough. War's voice went up an octave there, guys. We could have...
Yeah, I think Predictions on this mid, looking at the positions, I'm going to say Lego have lost.
Yeah, F2's about to get a rocket from Pierre.
I think, who was it? Yeah, Crizzle has got a rocket that is literally looking at ball. I know he's missed. Unless ball straight right.
I think Zen is about to destroy Flippy though. He's sitting there 41 on the edge.
Yeah, the only thing he needs to do is hit and not miss, and then he'll get that.
That's a sort of a mantra you could apply to TF2 in general. You know, like if you're trying to improve your game, guys, just
don't miss.
Hit and don't miss.
Yeah, I try and do that on a daily basis, but I still can't.
But then people say you hit too much or your hits don't do enough damage. You know, you come under a lot of scrutiny. All you're trying to do is follow a simple mantra. How do you defend yourself?
I can't. Well, I don't need to defend myself. The stats say it all. We all remember the vanillity of 2 posts.
Yeah, we know he was the #1 demo man at I-49.
Yeah, and last season, based on scouts hit per game with direct pipes. That's literally the only thing that I sort of care about these days. Next LAN, that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to ignore everything else and just hunt down scouts.
I'm pretty sure I saw a little tiny unpause there, or my mind is playing tricks on me, so we might be getting back underway pretty soon, but obviously due to the nature of STV and the 90-second delay, the pause didn't happen on middle, it happens 90 seconds after this moment in the game. So whatever happens here was all fair play. It's a minute and a half from now that someone probably loses a player and maybe loses a round off the back of it, who knows.
I really do think it's going to be Lego. As you say, Captain Hacks is like staring at him. There is no way he's going to miss that. And I think Natural's not even looking at Captain Hacks. And I don't know what Dr. Phil's doing, but I'm not quite sure if he's aware of what's going on behind him, but he seems to be looking at a wall. Which is definitely not what you need to do when you go to middle on Badlands. I've tried it many times, it just doesn't work.
He's trying to deal with T-Mac, I guess. Don't want to give him too much credit, but nah, I'm with you, man. I think this is like Lego already a man down. This isn't going to go well for them unless someone goes huge. Maybe Zen will get a 6k here. It could happen. He's a bit of a beast.
It does, yeah. I mean, Zen's probably like he's sort of one of the players that have come out of nowhere. From looking at all the other players, I think Brizzle I'm not too sure on. He's actually got a good dim. Well, there was a pause on pause. Shots have been fired. However, Zen did miss Flippy and Flippy hit Zen.
I'm going to sneakily retry to the STV here so my head isn't broken.
What happens, but I think actually Captain Hacks has hit the hoodoo in front of F2. Yeah, he's actually missed him.
It's tough,
actually,
man,
Flippy gets taken down. And F2's actually been taken down by Captain Hacks. He actually did it, and he actually gets a shotgun on Zen as well. So they've actually won it for the Frenchies. There's only Dr. Phil and Crizzle getting out. Crizzle is in their side, in their house at the moment, so he'll probably look to try and bomb in and get a pick on someone that will just delay their push onto the blue spar.
Yeah, he's been spotted out here. Finds a scout. The Mill sort of walked in there, or Flippy that was, walked in from spawn a little bit unexpected. Almost died, but Crizzle unable to claim a frag there, but he's bought time for his team. Lego are already positioned on the balcony. They're at a massive Uber disadvantage, but this is about as good a position as you can expect to be if you want to try and buy time and hold on to Spire, but they don't even contest it that much. As soon as Tech starts putting stickies onto them, they immediately back off. I think they realise there's some action on the flank there. T-Mac gets Zen, but does get cleaned up by Crizzle, and Flippy also went down at some point there. Phil got him with the sticks.
Yeah, they had the flank presence. Oh, well, actually they've dropped to 5 and they don't seem to be pausing, so I'm not quite sure why. This is going to be quite interesting. It's actually like when we played them last season, we had a timeout and then we actually played with 4 players for a bit. That was exciting.
Team timeout.
Yeah.
I remember it well.
Yeah, yeah. Oh god, that was so embarrassing all the time.
I feel like whenever LBC play, there are often timeouts. The Mill was replaced by Flip in the last game that happened. He does have some pretty flaky internet, so prepare your monologues for lots of dead time and dead air that we have to fill due to pauses throughout this. Supposedly 60 minutes of TF2. Here comes a soldier bomb coming in. T-Mac didn't check before he jumped, and F2 was well out of his range. He got shut down by scouts, soldiers, all sorts. Helper gets the claim for the kill there, but here comes an Uber charge war.
I think, yeah, it's just going to be a trade Uber. At the moment, Lego have too many players in, so they're being forced to multi quite a bit. Dr. Phil tries to jump out, but this ends up going Valley, and yeah, they just get smashed.
Tech with the 2 pipes onto Helper. Scout was in his face. He just totally denied him there.
Yeah, I'm just retrying TF2 because my just freezing my phone.
Tech obviously is the pocket usually, but he's here playing Demo Man tonight. He's just like an incredible deathmatcher. He's pretty good at any class, to be honest. Well, I can't vouch for his medic play, but he's the top heavy in Highlander. If you follow Gentleman John's stats articles, he's also one of the top soldiers in Europe, probably the world. Just put it out there. Ips will probably crucify me for saying that. But yeah, he does damage. He gets a hell of a lot of heals though. Right now, it's an Uber advantage for Bull. He's sitting there about to hit 100%. F2's only at 60, so it's all on LBC to convert this into a round. Here they come top left with Scout. And it's just a Scout. Demo Man's a little bit late. Tech does come in now. They've destroyed the Pyro. Uber's about to fade. There's a soldier jumping up behind onto Bull. He launches players forward onto the point, and there's no sticks there from Phil to deny anybody. Yeah,
that was pretty well organised. Their Uber trade on middle was really what messed them up, because I think the Frenchies only Ubered about like 2 people, and then everybody followed in with Lego, so just like advantage. And their last push was pretty awesome because they just killed the Pyro, get on point, win game.
Yeah, and despite the dropping of the Mule there and having Tech on Demo and a Merc, they're still first on the board here. Big jump behind there from T-Mac onto blue territory. He went flying behind. Flippy came in, it killed Phil. Now Natural cleans up T-Mac, Zen cleans up Flippy, and Lego actually have the man advantage here, but they're stuck in a horrible position in the house, too busy concentrating on cleaning up that flank. They've had to sacrifice the midpoint here.
Yeah, the Flippy just literally went on Dr. Phil straight away. Like, it wasn't even that quick, and it's a bit odd when a scout just rushes shithouse and nobody deals with it, because it's easily called and it's easily predictable, but I think Dr. Phil just missed a few stickies and was just smacked down. But Uber's a recall. T-Mac is going to jump in to maybe go for a force. He gets a little bit of help and he manages to get it. That was pretty sweet.
That Scout, I think it was Helberg on the jump pad, was hitting him with meat shots, launching him forward.
You're not going to get over there that way, mate. Let me help you.
His Bull popping off. Counter Uber though. Phil's already gone down. He had to go in there to try and force. Tech is positioned precariously on the spire there, but nobody's going to jump to challenge him. The Scouts are now up there for LBC, and they're going to be able to die pretty much anybody who wants to jump up there. And it looks like Lego and Denmark will have to retreat on to last yet again.
Yeah, they got on the spire defense. It was never going to work well. Everybody on the Frenchies were all around spire, easily to be healed. If they ever got weak, they could just fall out. But Lego were too split between the flank and trash. But I think Ubers are pretty much equal anyway, so you probably see more of the same from the Frenchies. They'll probably just look to go in, trade Ubers, get out, and maybe go in for a repush. Although Flippy just goes on the point before it gets taken down, so I reckon we're going to have a sniper and, and another scout, so sniper and spy.
The classic Scout conga line of death there onto the point. Oh, there comes the push from F2 and Natural straight down main, and they force the multi, but there's nobody really close to support.
Flippy's gone sniper now, and he's going to get a 6-man, although everybody dies before he can, so never mind. And who was it on the point? I have no idea.
T-Mac got the cap in the end, but I mean, F2 and Natural pushed deep. There was no heals on last, and it seems like the rest of them weren't able to hold on to that. But this will be the third middle. LBC leading 2-0 right now with 23 minutes left on the clock. I'm watching the perspective of Phil as he rolls out to the balcony, and he's playing it a little safer this time. His team are rolling out from Valley. They're going to try and come through shithouse. Tech already has sticks there. Does a lot of damage to those soldiers, and there comes Pierre, the Merc, straight in. Gets Helberg, and I think he got F2 as well. Flippy onto Phil, and Demul cleans up Natural, but I think LBC read that Valley push very well and dealt with it pretty promptly.
Yeah, I was watching Tech. He literally, it was obviously called. He just stick it up shit house and just stayed alive. He baited a few people towards him as well, did some good damage with stickies, and that was it. It was pretty much over from there. I think Zen's going to go for one of those damn huge plays. He's hanging around in Haunter at the moment and in their house. Although I don't know why the Frenchies aren't pushing, although actually Hellberg's gone sniper, so they may know how he plays. Hellberg being a pretty keen gamer on the sniper man.
He's got that auto-aim status, you know, so people fear him, they will respect him. They see the French combo in the house right now, and it looks like they want to push that race upside, and Krizzle's seen that coming. Hellberg was there too, had a shot from the window. He's actually forced Uber here, somebody's forced Uber, a combination of the two, and I don't think the French were dreaming that they would get forced over there, but they have had to pop off. They will be able to cap Spire. Lego don't even put up much of a fight for this despite being so close to Uber. Now with T-Mac down, they might try and contest here.
They've lost the flank quite a bit as Flippy's going behind. He's going to last. I think he's probably going to get it.
Pierre's going as well.
Back in time. Yeah, he's got it. The flank on Lego is like, I don't know if it's just the Frenchies being really strong on the flank, or if Lego are just sort of like just trading it off, but they're getting absolutely demolished so far. They really are.
Yeah, they just seem a little bit scared. I don't like their body language. You know, they seem intimidated by the French. Here comes a fast bomb again from T-Mac. It's the air shot. One rocket launches Hellberg skyward. The second sends him to the spawn queue. T-Mac with the big roam there, but right now it's turned into a 4-on-4 game. But Phil goes down. Demille just pistols him down, and it looks like again it's going to be a dominant middle from LBC. And T-Mac is just so aggressive with his middle plays. He's always just going in, and if you can hit shots like that, it works.
They're doing a combo between him and Flippy because Flippy just ran through shithouse. So as soon as T-Mac goes in, Flippy comes out of house, and Flippy took no damage at all walking through shithouse, like not a bit, and just managed to take out 2 players as well. So it's like a really good coordinated mid. But I think they've done it every time so far, and they still haven't been able to sort of stifle it in the slightest. Is worrying.
Yeah, I mean, if Lego were to try and change things up, that might be something they would concentrate on. But here comes Uber from LBC from main, and F2's milked his quite a bit. Now switches his heals from Natural over to the flank. Natural actually goes to help clean up these French players who are in behind, but they've lost control of the high ground right now, and it looks like we're going to another pause. So I'm going to guess that the mill timed out 90 seconds in the future.
I'm going to guess that the Frenchies are probably Cutland as well. But I think actually even though I think there's good health on the Frenchies, F2's weak, whereas F2's behind the point, so yeah, he's probably going to die. I would say the Frenchies have got this.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. It doesn't look like F2 can't even do much right there. There's no one near him to heal.
No. The only advantage the Lego have are just the numbers, but Zen's in a bad position. Dr. Phil will probably get killed because he's got a sticky and a rocket coming towards him. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. And people are complaining about my keyboard. I'm sorry, it's a new one and I really like it. I just want everyone to hear it as well.
It's beautiful, man.
It sounds really nice, doesn't it? It sounds like, can you hear that? Good.
A BB grand piano or something.
Yeah.
I've got 2 keyboards. I've got a really shitty old Satec Eclipse that I bring out to cast because it doesn't make as much noise.
I should have really took this into consideration, but unfortunately I'm a man of many keyboards and they all make noise.
You know, man, if you want to be caster of the season, that's the sort of a thought you got to put into your casting game.
I think I've got it after my 2 performances because my enthusiasm is just unmatched, I think.
Yeah, I checked out the VODs of you and the Superstar, aka Commander X. It was pretty enjoyable.
Yeah,
but
I think
you think you're not enthusiastic. I think that's, you know.
Oh no,
that's just English people in general.
Yeah. Well, actually, Scully can sound quite enthusiastic. Arcs and Beta are quite enthusiastic. I think I'm just. It's not enthusiasm. It's more lazy. I'm that lazy that I can't bother to talk quickly. I've got similarities to a sloth, I would say.
Sloth. I thought it was your dry English wit, man. You know, I'm trying to big you up here.
Oh, so yeah. I can't
You're
do
just a
anything
sophisticated gentleman caster. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I'm too posh to cast. But anyway, Yeah, I'm hoping these pauses don't last long or my dinner's going to arrive. But there's a pause on pause.
That'll be my cue to rejoin.
I'm going to say that Dr. Phil is probably going to get wrecked. He wasn't walking backwards into spawn, he was walking out, so yeah, he's definitely wrecked. So I reckon the Frenchies do have this.
He is about to get D_destroyed.
He got destroyed. And they bump pause, although... they didn't actually get it.
Zen on 40 HP went huge there. Killed Tech and Flippy.
He's just ruined absolutely everything. It was like 41, I thought, nah, he's dead. He's not going to do anything. I need to retry because my HUD's not reloading.
No problem, I'm in game right now and I can see that Flippy has gone on to the scope. He's furious that he didn't cap right there and he's going to snipe. It is an uber advantage though for Bull because he's switched it up as well. They're going to be running Kritzkrieg and they're going to get a second roll of the dice here. Again, pushing in onto this last point. F2 and Natural are trying to poke up top into that upper lobby area, but they're not aware, I don't think, that Kritzkrieg is on the cards. I didn't see anybody switching off to Spy, and it could be a total surprise here. Sniper means that nobody's going to be seeing it coming either more.
No, yeah, Flippy got a headshot on Crizzle. He's forced back, he's made loads of space. And even though not much work has actually been done with the crits, I think there's still maybe an opportunity. There's only 3 players left. There's just 2, so actually no, Lego have actually turned it around. And funny enough, it looked like it was Natural that timed out.
It's a little bit of impatience here from LBC. Maybe it's just the fact that they rolled the first 3 rounds and they're like, yeah, we got this. But like, Tech's first sticky killed F2, and right from that point, you know, that's like 20 seconds or whatever before F2's going to spawn. They've got loads of time to play there, but they still managed to rush in and make a total arse of that. I have to disagree
with going sniper on crits. It's not really a good combination because crits is too aggressive and the players are going to split up from the point. You want to drag the people onto the point, and when you crits in, it just forces people to scatter out everywhere and you can't really hit many shots. So Flippy had to sort of move forward and forward into lower lobby and eventually like near, well, at the lower entrance, and he just got picked off. I think if they had him on scout, it would be more effective. Just have him suicide for point, drag the players onto it, and then you can make use of the crits there. But I think they're still on crits anyway and they have it, but I think Lego are going for they're looking to be holding top lobby, or actually they're going to try and push out, I think.
Flippy's walked all the way into that right hand side balcony on half health and takes 1 shot but doesn't land the hero headshot onto F2. Gets cleaned up by Natural. There's the bomb in from T-Mac though to get the force.
That was a pretty sick crit, sticky from Tech. He literally just sniped Hellberg off balcony from launchpad. That was pretty good.
Oh, Phil is going to kill Bull there as he walks forward, following his players, sort of playing a little bit of the sheep there, but then as soon as they had stopped or he had walked forward, he realised there were sticks on me and he goes down, and that crits exchange hasn't really worked out that well for them. They're sort of back to square one here. It'll probably be... No, he's gone Medigun now, so F2 will have a clear advantage here. There's a scout on last though. It's Flippy down to 3 HP, gets cleaned up there by Helleberg, but Crizzle was poised above the point there on that little rim of the tube.
Yeah, but Lego at the moment seem to be slowly contesting, trying to get out of middle, but yeah, they're way too scattered. They've had so many people going in at different times that I think they're now going to have to go back because F2 got jumped, taking a little bit too much caution I think there, but and there's a yeah.
T-Mac landed a good rocket onto Phil but couldn't connect a second. Phil survives on 60. So with Demoman up, and actually 6 up, F2 should be encouraging his team to push right now, but he knows that the Uber advantage is going to be pretty much washed away now, as there's Bull hitting that 100%.
Demo's gone sniper as well. So again, he's probably going to see if they can get anything once the Ubers have been exchanged. But it's just a pop and choke. Quite a few scouts are getting onto the point. Tech actually does a really good job on killing Zen and taking him off it. But again, I think the Frenchies are just playing around the medic, whereas Lego are just way too separated, and somebody ruins the entire thing by backcapping. Thank you, T-Mac.
Yeah, T-Mac going all the way behind there, and there's 50 minutes left on the clock, and right now is the time that LEGO really need to be stepping up a gear. They need to just be bringing out all the craziest plays they have in the book to try and win back 4 rounds here and save some face on Badlands. But onto this middle, it's going to be another Valley rollout from LEGO. I wonder what Tech is going to do this time now that he's playing from the house. Instead, he's focusing all his sticky damage towards the train. He's already weakened a couple of those LEGO players. You see Crizzle going behind into the red house. He's going to pick up the kit, and he's coming in behind on Bull. Nobody spotted him yet. Crizzle has a real opportunity here. Whiffs a couple of rockets there, but oh, he does eventually get Bull. And the rest of his team seem to fare pretty well in that mid-fight. There are a couple of Frenchies behind though there, Wart.
Yeah, T-Rex is bombing in. I think he's trying to get a good distraction. He goes on to F2, takes him down. I think there's just 2 scouts left, but they capped the mid, and now Flippy's on second during that entire thing. But I think, actually, yeah, they're going to retake mid as they clear up both scouts. I think it was a better response from LEGO that time. Flippy is still causing like a bit of havoc on the flanks as he almost takes out Natural, I think, and Dr. Phil actually. I didn't think he'd get him weak as well, but they're just. I think LEGO did well going Valley, but they literally just gave the Frenchies all the time in the world. But I think LEGO are going to be looking to do a non-Uber push. They really don't have time on the side. Yeah, they're trying to go out of house, but they're not really creating anything. They just got outspammed by the Frenchies, and then they got stopped pretty much straight away.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you're playing against the clock like we do in Europe, a lot of teams just sort of sleepwalk into like 5 or 10 minutes left, and they're like, "Wow, we really need to do something now." But like, as soon as you go behind, you need to start changing it up. I feel like they just, they've lost 4 middles in a row. Or...
Yeah, I think on the last round, it was sort of quite telling when they were trying to push out onto Spire. They had quite a few of their players sort of going in at different times, and I think T-Mac was, I assume that was a bomb attempt, or he was just showing some of his sick moves. But I think, yeah, LEGO are now just going to Uber in, trying to get off the Uber trade, although Bull holds onto it for quite a little while. They've got about a 50% advantage on the Uber as F2 falling out Valley. And I think they should really be getting more frags than this, considering they had such a big advantage, but they're not really creating anything. Although Zen just now takes out Demul, and there's actually a good position from LEGO. They should be able to retake the point, but again, there isn't really many frags happening until they just start going through just now. And I think LEGO seem to have actually taken this.
Yeah, and it was pretty much nothing to do with the LEGO combo from my perspective. It was like Natural and Phil were going in there, not really doing much with that Uber. It was all about the scouts.
Yeah.
Zen and Hellberg doing work there. Hellberg got an early frag on T-Mac just as the Uber was coming in, and then at the end there you saw Zen with a 2k, I think, onto both scouts, or he and Hellberg anyway, combining. And that's what I want to see from LEGO. I want to see more aggression, just going for it now. They're 4-0 down, there's 12 minutes left on the clock. They've got nothing to lose here. Big plays, please!
Yeah, Flippy's gone Sniper to try and do more huge plays, but again, LEGO are actually doing a lot better now. They're actually trying to create space, pushing forwards. Their Ubers are a lot better as they Uber and trash and do a trade. But again, they've had to Uber around 2 people, whereas Frenchies have only had to Uber 1. But they're all pretty much stuck in trash now, so it looks like it's going to go horribly wrong unless, well,
There's
I
a
think,
backup on.
Yeah, Flippy is wrecking face, yeah.
Oh, nobody's pressured
wow.
Flippy throughout this, and that's what happens. Like if you don't give him something to think about, he's just able to step out and take shot after shot and punish you so hard. There's F2 making a run through Valley. Will Flippy pop into middle and pop his head? No, he's not going to be able to make that one in time. F2 survives, and he's not even in that bad of a situation in terms of the Uber advantages. Oh, there's a soldier dropping onto F2 though, and that will really ruin his Uber potential. T-Mac with the frag there, War.
Crizzle, he made he jumped up to the spire. The point was pretty much capped. There was no need for him to go for it, but as soon as he jumped up, T-Mac just jumped down and killed F2. He's going to be proper pissed as Natural just tried to bomb in to kill F2, but no, sorry, Bull, and he just serves into onto. But Crizzle, man, I would reckon F2 is pretty pissed at that. That was quite blunderous, but they just Uber in our last. Heavy getting taken down pretty quickly. The minute's going as well, and it's just a Pyro demo and a few more players. Although at the moment, LEGO are sort of doing quite well considering. But I think it's just literally just cleaning up as Dr. Phil is the last man standing.
We have seen LBC throw a few of those last pushes, but they managed to make that one work. And that's going to make it a 5-0. And I guess there was about 20 minutes played there, so pretty quick, sort of living up to what we expected, even with the Mercs there. We're going to go to the second map shortly, but first we should go and see the logs.
Yeah, Tech is top damaged. He's actually, he did really well considering. I thought without Exxon, he's a pretty stable down man. Like, they would sort of maybe miss a bit. I mean, not to sort of hate on Captain Hacks. It is Captain Hacks. Like, Tech is like a far superior soldier, so they're going to be feeling a little bit uncomfortable, but he played really well. His crits were pretty decent as well. There wasn't really a situation where they didn't work out as well. There was obviously a few crits pushes onto last where I think it was just more of a positional error. They did have a sniper which wasn't really going too well for them. But I think overall he played very well. Zen for Lego was probably the guy that kept Lego into it quite often. He really did sort of, there were many cases where Lego just weren't getting the kills, and he would be the only player that was sort of like just, he's literally just carrying the entire team through some of the fights. I think Hellberg is having a pretty poor showing in Crizzle as well. I mean, on that last push when T-Mac had the point, it was pretty much almost capped, and he jumps up to block it, and then T-Mac just drops down and kills F2. I think like that sort of pretty much just sums up his game.
Yeah, but like looking at the stats, even Dr. Phil, he doesn't get a lot of credit, but he does a respectable enough job contending with Tech in terms of damage output.
Yeah.
But they are sort of lacking the frags there. Like you say, if you're looking at kills and assists per death, pretty efficient game from Tech. They only died 5 times. Managed to get a 4.2 KA per death ratio. Bull as well. Playing well within that combo, and Flippy doing work. The top 4 there are all LBC players.
It's mainly just I think the flank is the main problem for Lego, because it sort of does reflect on the logs a bit, because Hellberg and Crizzle, I think they are the actual flank duo. They've got very low kills. They're not really sort of doing well and competing well with the opposing team on the flank. And there are many cases, I think, well, T-Mac got a back cap. I think there was another situation where Flippy managed to get all the way behind as well, just from going on the flank. I mean, T-Mac is, yeah, he's a very good soldier. He's got really good aim. But it's just sort of, they are really getting outplayed on the flank, and I don't think it will matter so much for Metalworks. Actually, having said that, when I actually think about it, there's loads of routes on the side for Metalworks, so I think it might even be worse. The only thing that I think will be advantageous for Lego is the fact that there are some portions where it's mainly indoor, so it's easy for them to play a more defensive mindset, which they're normally used to.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I saw Metalworks. I was trying to make this game sound a little bit more exciting, that Lego might have a chance. They still might here. Like, Metalworks is a little bit of an unknown for a lot of teams, so they don't feel fully confident on it. But I think the decisive stat for me from last map was that out of 5 medals, all 5 were won by LBC. They just seem to control the game from the outset, and I think Lego are going to be a little bit shaken right now. Sure, they're the fun team, they're all friends and whatever, but if you get just smashed 5-0 in 20 minutes, it's always tough to come back from that, no matter how favourable the map is. I wonder if they can